Hey guys, it is Kris Jones for episode 64 of Ask Me Anything. If you saw my last video, I challenge you to use the metaphor of a coiled spring when you are thinking about your potential to do anything ultimately that you want in your life. I hope that life hack serves you, and I have another one for you that has really changed my life, and I can't overstate how it's changed my life. See, most people don't take action on the things that they want to do because they just don't have enough time. I will, fill in the blank, do this once I have enough time. I am here to share with you, through my own self-education and through my own trials and tribulations, that time, right? Time is an illusion. Time is one of the primary reasons that we give for not taking action towards the things that we want to take action towards. But the reality is that you have the ability to control time. It doesn't have to control you. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, what is he talking about? Well, here's my belief. My belief is if you were to spend more time doing the things that you care most about, the things that are most important to you, the things that make you happier, the things that are most important to you, that is the sort of the first step, if you will, of realizing that time is your ally. So the other part of this is that, so once you have the realization that, just wait, I work 40 hours a week and maybe I could be more productive, more focused on the things that are going to lead to the performance that ultimately I'm either going to evaluate myself on or I'm going to be evaluated on. Okay, Kris, I buy that. That makes sense. And by the way, you could apply that same idea of prioritization of the things that matter most to your own personal life. You know, if you're a man listening to this, when was the last time you actually just randomly picked up the phone and called the local florist and bought flowers for your wife or for your mom or for your daughter? You have the ability, by focusing your energy and prioritizing on the personal side of your life, to really change the game. You don't need more time, you just need tools. And at the end of the day, I'm not sure you could execute what I've been able to execute in my career by managing multiple businesses, multiple interests, still finding a significant amount of my time to give back to the community, serving on boards, giving presentations, those types of things. The reason I'm able to do that is because, I realize that I never said that time is not finite. It is absolutely finite. Like, I can't create an extra hour in the day, but what I can do during the time that I can allocate tasks and to-dos towards, I could focus that time doing the things that I care most about. That's why I sit on so many different boards, and that's why I'm always available to my family for whatever they need from me. But again, I said the real key sort of game changer is finding a tool that allows you to do this. I've talked about this idea of RPM, or Rapid Planning Method, in the past. It's a program that does three things, and I've talked about this in a previous video. The first thing it does is it helps you capture the things that you want to do in the future. Let's just use sort of week to week. So you capture all the things, you write them down, and what I do is I have a meeting with myself. It's called an Hour of Power every Sunday evening, where I look at that list and I add more things to the list. And I say to myself, what's most important? The second part of the process is to really answer why any of the things on that list matter, or what matters the most, right? And through doing that, you start kind of crossing things off, you start circling things that are related. And again, the list here is like to-dos, like tasks. Somebody asked, Sam wants to have a meeting with Toonfly. Robin needs me to go to a parent-teacher thing. Congressman Cartwright wants to grab coffee. Whatever, you have all of these things. And intermixed in that is not just to-dos, but it's like, I want to focus more time on improving my relationship with my mom or my wife or a good friend. Or I want to spend at least an hour a day or 2 hours a week reading books on personal growth and spirituality. I want to spend at least 3 hours each week, optimizing my business, particularly looking at my existing customer base and asking how could I get them to buy more from me instead of having to go out and recruit new customers. Anyway, that's what my capture list looks like. And then the second thing is basically answering what matters the most and why, right? And then the third piece of RPM is critical, which is to then decide what to schedule. I use Google Calendar. There's Apple Calendar. There's other calendars you could use. But ultimately, I use Google Calendar in a way that others might use a shopping list or whatever else. I basically write down, I program into Google Calendar where I'm going to focus my energy. And I could promise you guys that if you looked at my calendar, two things I want to share with you. I go home. I eat dinner every night with my family because, by the way, that's one of my priorities. We say grace at night. We're a very normal, traditional family in that respect. Of course, if we're not going to soccer practices or whatever else, which kind of then we have to pull a mulligan and do things based on that. But my point is like I go home at I leave the office at 5 o'clock, but from 8:30 to 5. There every single hour, including this one right now, where I'm taping this AMA for you guys, was scheduled a week in advance, really, or at least several days in advance. So scheduling it and filling that calendar with the things that you care most about, the things that you prioritize, the things that are going to make a difference in your life, going to make you happier, going to make you more confident, going to move you towards your goals and move you towards, basically a career where you're passionate and where you're living your potential. That's what grabbing time and making it play to your advantage versus your disadvantage is all about. I encourage you guys to try this, and I would love to get feedback from you either in the comments or in person when we get to meet. And I'd love to hear how putting in place an effective time management system that just doesn't manage tasks, but includes a prioritization on focusing on what you care most about. That's what I want to hear about. And I'll see you guys in my next AMA. Peace.